Hello everyone. That's just turned up at just the wrong time, hasn't it, really? That's better. How is everyone? Hope everyone's well. Hope you can hear me. I get it. I say this every time, but I'm going to try and keep this down to a half hour. Unless there's lots of questions, and I'll stay and answer them, obviously. Right. So today is actually quite an important stream. So, main reason being, obviously, the Wigglegate. As some of you are aware, in certain circumstances, vertical lines can have a slight wiggle. And we've spent, we is the royal we, it's taken about 9 months to get this sorted out. I think it's about 9 months, but as some of you are probably aware, a lot of that was because Appy was very ill. And so it took us a while for him to get better and well enough so that he could understand what's going wrong. But it's fixed, as some of you should be aware. And as of, let me start off Let me explain something. So, about 9 months ago, when we figured this thing out, I set up an email folder with the wiggle list, basically. And I've been constantly saying to viewers and people, etc., send me an email with a picture of your wiggle, and I'll put you to the list. Okay. Now, bearing in mind I've shipped probably just under 2,000 monitors, about 1,900 monitors. Probably about 1,600 of them have got scalars. I've only received 65 emails. Sorry, 60 emails. I think it might be 61, but whatever it is, okay. That's the amount of emails I received with pictures of people being affected by it. Okay, because when I was doing the testing, I never noticed this. I know this is old ground, but I'm just, I must admit I didn't notice it, so I take full responsibility. I manufactured it, right? I never noticed it in my testing, but it was certain scenarios. And of course, it's bloody annoying. It seemed to be largely Amiga people that were affected, but not completely. There were people, using games. It was just this vertical line. It might have a slight wiggle in it. Anyway, so I set that thing up for people to email in. Send me a picture of the issue you're having, so I know you're being affected by it. And I couldn't say the reason why, purely because I didn't know what the outcome was going to be. I didn't know if it was going to have to be new boards, I had no idea, or if it's going to be a plug-in, or what it was going to be. I had absolutely no idea, so I couldn't talk about it. But basically, the bottom line was, my plan always was, if we could patch the existing boards, then I would go through that list first. So, as it turned out, let me show you the picture. And that's not it. No, that's not it. Intro title. Oh, to chat. There we go. So basically, I'm not going to go into details what it is. It's to do with 3.3 volts, and our choice of, Happy will be screaming in the comments. Our choice of regulator had a little bit of noise on it. Not a huge amount, but it had a little bit of noise, and it was causing the problem. So basically, Appy's replaced that voltage with a new regulator. As you can see, that little board. It's a bit more involved than just a little board. There's some, 2 or 3 wires. There's a couple of cut tracks. But basically, that's the patch. So it's very neat. And what it meant was, because I was really, more than anything, I was mostly frustrated because I didn't want to waste all these boards because these scalars are fantastic, and it had that one little problem which was really frustrating, and I didn't want to throw them away. So we've now got patch boards, okay? And so everybody, let me just find something a bit more interesting. There you go. Everybody sent in, took the time to send in the email. I sent off their patched boards today. So there's 66 boards that have been sent out. If you're in the UK, well, if you're in Europe, let's start that way. If you're in Europe, I've sent a whole load off to Michael, my Dragon Box, and he's going to distribute them to the European customers who sent in the email. Yeah. So they should get theirs within a couple of weeks, because it'll take a week to get there, and by the time he's packed them up, shipped them out. All the rest of them, I've shipped, and I've shipped them today. They've all gone out today. So in fact, there was a number 20 odd to the UK, 25 to the UK, and they should be getting theirs in the next day or two. There's about 4 or 5 to Australia. Now they've all gone off to one customer who's going to distribute them for me, and there's a small number that's gone off to America, and a couple of other countries. So the bottom line is everybody, and as I said, I was asking for these emails for a long time. But everybody who sent in the Wiggle email will be getting their patch boards, and they're going to be replaced. Now, I know a lot of you go screaming and typing. Well, you're not typing it yet, but I know you're screaming, what about my board? So the truth is that everybody is affected by it, but not everybody is going to see it. Okay? I've got people who said, I've never seen it, right? And I think the vast majority of people will not have seen it, the effect. But ultimately, we want to patch the boards. So now that one of the reasons was I've sent all these boards out to people, and it's kind of everybody I know was affected is getting their boards within the next week or two. Okay, now there's a manual. It's a small manual. How to install it and so on. But also they need to return the boards back to me. Okay, really important. They send the old scalars back. Now, depending on how that goes, and if people send them back, will depend how I go forward. Now, at the moment, the plan is now. Let me get this bit out of the way. Patching these boards is not free now, but I'm not charging people except shipping. So it costs money, just under £15 each, to patch the boards with parts and time and shipping and all that kind of malarkey. So it's not a cheap thing for me to go through, and so, but it relies on us having boards. Now, luckily, I had about 250 spare scalars. So what it means is Appy's sorted out 100. I've sent him another 50. I'm going to send him a load more. And as they start coming back, we'll start sending to Appy. And then we will be patching them and then sending them out to other people. So the way it's going to work is this. And this will be... Now, it gets mildly confusing. Now, if you're being affected, okay, you want to get on, I would suggest that hopefully you're members of the Discord, or on my Facebook group. If not, send an email to steve@imika.net. So all customers can be on the Discord, and there's over 1,000 people on there now. But what I want to do is I want to try. Now I've got one guy in Australia, so I can ship a load to him and distribute it. Then they can return to him, and then I can have that shipped back to me. As I said, the whole of Europe's covered with Michael, so that's nice and easy. And the thing about doing Michael is in the UK, thanks to Brexit, sending these things in. Now, I send them as replacement parts. So no one's actually said they've been hit by any charges, but this won't happen. So if you're in any of the European territories, you're gonna get them from Michael. Now, do not. Well, this is really important, right? Because I'm getting asked this now. Do not send boards in. Don't do it, right? So what you're gonna do is, once Michael's up and running with this, he's got a handful. I've got to sort out the details with him, but he's going to set something up. Okay, so how I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a product page, right, for this. It'd be the Scalar update, and basically it's the cost of the shipping, yeah? You're just going to be a shipping charge to send it back, because I can't cover the shipping, right? And anyone who thinks I should, I to be honest, you know. But the part itself, while I can afford to do it, okay, I'll be paying for the upgrades. And so you're going to have to give me, well, as I said, I want to see what happens when people start sending them back. So give me at least a month. And then there will be another announcement. And then you'll be able to go onto my page. You'll be able to place an order for it. But what I don't know at the moment whether you've got to send your board in or we'll have spares. That's to be decided. If everyone sends their boards back, right, then it's great because we can just have a rotating stock and I can just rotate these around. If people don't, then you'll have to send your board, take your board out, post it to me. Now, I will structure it in such a way you can't order and get to be able to send it in until we've got them in stock. So I'll make sure that's the case. So when it gets here, I'll send it back. So that's how we're going to handle that. Now, again, a lot of people aren't affected by it. People aren't noticing it. I've got a number of people said to me, I didn't even know about it. Because it's only certain circumstances. But everybody who sent me the image showing they've been affected will have the patched board within a couple of weeks. And if you're in the UK, probably Wednesday. And then obviously people can start putting it on. But please do not send any boards to me. Right? I get people send stuff and then they got nothing in it. They just expect me to magically know where it's come from. It's nuts. So don't send anything in. But I will update people on this. Eventually what we'll do, we'll start rolling around and emailing people to say, hey, would you like to, update your board? As I said, most people are not affected. A couple of people have asked me about, is there a version 2 board? No need. Because I thought they might have had to, we have had to move to a new chip, but that's for future boards. But the actual patch, it's actually making the Scalar exactly how I originally envisaged it. We've had a little bit of grief for people moaning about this, but it's actually a bloody good Scalar. This Scalar is really good with this GBS control, and this has just put that last nail in the coffin of Wigglegate. So we will get through this, and we will rotate these orders around. But you should have sent in the Wiggle picture, right? That's the truth of it. Right. So that's Wigglegate. That's everything. Do you know I've covered everything in my notes? So it's going to take me, as I said, I want to see how if people send it back. Some people, I can't be bothered with sending it back. Fine, then no one's going to get them because you'll have to send it. We'll have a very small number. And we will only be able. You'll have to send a board in. But if people keep sending them back, and we get them back in, and then we can get them to Appy to patch them, then I hope we can do this. I'll send you the board, and then you return it. But this 65 boards is a test to see if that's going to work. Because ultimately, there's only so many of these scalars. As I said, we've got about 250. In spares, and which of about 70 have gone out, and so hopefully you understand that. Now, a lot of people I don't think are going to bother with it, but anyway. So that's good news. Now, what it does mean, of course, I haven't done anything. I've done no marketing because I couldn't market this while we had this hanging over us. And it's been really frustrating because it just is. So that's now nailed. It, obviously, over time we'll replace your boards, and we'll just move on from it. So what's next? I'm not going to do much more this year, but next year I'm going to start doing some more PR. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. Now, bear in mind, I've got about 30. I've got no black monitors, and I've got about 30 white monitors. I've got about 65 chassis waiting for Arcudas for people. So they're sitting there. They're already literally waiting for that to be done. Of which I'll give you information another time. I know Appy's mentioned a couple of bits, but I'm not going to because I want to finalise it all. And so those. Thank you to the Arcuda people. Yeah, thank you. You've been very patient. It's I'm kind of waiting for people, not our end. I'm kind of waiting for stuff. But as you've probably seen, the board, it's working. We're working on a custom integration board, so it integrates the Arcuda board into our system properly, and that's what's taking the time. But we are getting there. So and it's going to be a great board. But I'll give you more details on that once I can. Has anyone put any questions in here? Because we're 17 minutes, right? Because I had heard of the Wiggle thing, but I have had so much else. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it for Berlin to make it for hours of you. Show's great. And in terms of business, I don't do business at the shows. People always come up to me and say, what? You're not selling the show? No, I can't bother with that. The whole point of the show is purely so that people can see, touch the products. That's it. They can ask me any questions. There's no pressure. I'm not pressurising them into buying. If they want to buy it, fantastic. I know the worst thing in the world, and I was trying to explain it to one of the other guys on the stand, who's in a different kind of business to me. And I don't want people coming and then going, I must have it. It's because they're not cheap. They're not cheap products. And then be disappointed and then, because it doesn't help anyone. So I don't sell at the shows. I never have. I never have ever. If you want it, go ahead. Most people come to the show and seen the panels, and now I'm going to say this, right? Obviously, and I had the patched boards. They see the things and they absolutely love it, but at least they've seen it in the flesh. They can, So that was good news. One interesting thing. If you've ever read the manual, there's a story in there about a young German guy who came up and told me my monitor was garbage. It's in the manual. It's all to do with backlight. I always forget. Don't worry about what it was about. But anyway, he came to the Amiga show, and he came up to apologise because apparently he was upset because he was a bit rude. He was lovely. Again, I told him he was in the manual. He was over the moon. And I said he was right. Not that the monitor's garbage, but the thing he was unhappy about, which was this esoteric thing, backlight strobing, which most monitors can't do, and we can't do it because we haven't got the frame rate. But it's in here now, right? It's in here. But yeah, so that was nice. I got a picture of him, and I'm going to update the manual, put him in there as well. He was a lovely lad. But yeah, he came up to say sorry, which was quite funny. Right, any more questions? Oh, there's lots of questions actually. Mine is due on Wednesday. Yep. So when I put in an order now, I get a fixed one, right? Okay, let me answer that. It's fair enough. I've just shipped out a load of monitors. Now, bearing in mind, I've literally only just got these patch boards. So I'd already built a load of monitors and they've gone out, right? All new monitors now, all the last 31 are going to be have patched scalars. Okay, because I've got some stock. So they're all going to have patched scalars. But if yours is already shipped, I'm sorry, but it's going to be a simple swap, just to swap it over. But yeah, going forward, they'll all have patch scalars. When talking about Appy, remember? Oh God, I know. Do you know I'm struggling with this? I've known Appy for so long, and I'm constantly. And it just slips. That was Tiffany that said that. Sorry. But you know that's something I'm gradually getting. Even my wife says, "No, she." Personally, for me, only noticeable on Amiga running high-res laced. Yeah, it does it in non-lace as well. But with the new boards, it's fixed. I still have one of your Checkmate case boards. Not sure what that means. Might not have been Tiffany. Yeah. In handmade mode, do you know? I don't know. But yeah, 16, 32 colours. It's anything with a high colour rate. It's the same on 16. And annoyingly, it was because I was tending to run demos, and I was running basic workbenches, and so I didn't see it. That's the. As soon as you're running high colour, so it's again, it's all my fault, but there you go. Actually, no, it's not true. Rossby 2006, only noticeable on window borders. It's not true. It's anything with long vertical lines that go quite a way, because it's but again, as I said, a lot of people haven't even noticed. But over time it will be worth people swapping the boards out, because in theory we can do this until the end, till everyone's done. Yeah, we send them out, get them in, patch them, send them out, get them in, patch them. Do you know what I mean? We can just roll these round. So I'd like to get these sorted out as soon as I can. It's really good that you found the problem. Yeah, no, I agree. Just to be clear, yeah, no, I know I do slip and fall back into old habits, and it does my head in. Put that down to old age, a lot of it, but Tiffany is much happier person, a lot healthier as well. I tried a long time to get Abby to stop drinking, but she stopped. Man, so much happier, and which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. But maybe in the future, we'll do a show together. Because in the past we couldn't. We did, but it was always difficult because of the drink. But now that's all gone, and her head's completely cleared, and firing on all cylinders, I'd like to say. So anyway, right. I asked because you were considering doing something in this set. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Oh, Fuzzy's just turned up. So, I don't think there's much more to say. Fuzzy was one who never even noticed the wiggle. Get your wiggle picture in. So hopefully, all you guys that are receiving your new patched boards, most people have been really positive, and I can't thank you enough. There's been the odd people who have been putting, it's terrible, it's got, and I hope they're just as noisy about it being fixed. But now I'm going to switch on my salesman head now. Because as anyone who knows me and talks to me, right, I'm not a good salesman. I can only sell something I really believe in. Okay? And this wiggle knocked me for 6. Yeah? Absolutely knocked me for 6. However, it's fixed. And you are not getting a better monitor at the moment than this monitor. It is if you've not seen it, it is amazing. So the Scalar is brilliant, unless of course you're kind of expecting it to, compete with, like what really high-end gaming monitor, like 120 hertz or whatever, something stupid like that. But for a retro monitor, I don't believe it. I don't believe there's anything as good as this. And we'll see next year, maybe, because there was an American guy said he was I'm gonna make one, but not as expensive. Good luck. I don't know if that's happened, but good luck with that. But I've got plans for next year. I needed to get this fixed, and we'll move on from there. Right. He wants a 4-colour workbench. Never saw the wiggle. Already loving mine. Only thing I would wish is that I also had a black one. Okay, to be clear, I do actually have 5 spare black ones. The reason they're not on the site is because I've put aside a certain number for the Arcuda customers, and I just wanted to make sure that I've got, because I've set out exactly the right amount of chassis, the right colours and so on, but I just wanted to make sure that I've got that correct before I then sell these last 5. I don't really want them because I'm not really into black monitors. But there may be 5 pop up. But I've got 30 white. And as I said, all monitors from today, any new one, because all the ones that I shipped out about 15 today, and they've all got the original Scalar. So of course we will update them, okay, but I didn't have them in time to build them, so that's the reason why. But going forward, I've already set aside some patch Scalars. All the other ones are being boxed up and being shipped off to Appy. He's got a load coming on Wednesday. There's a load more being packed up at the moment. So there's a whole load available as a cache of Scalars, so I can swap them around. If people return their Scalars, right, the bulk of them, like literally 99% of them, because it, otherwise we'll run out, then I'll I'll send it and you return it, so you don't lose the time with it. But if that doesn't work, it's going to have to be send the board in and we'll swap it straight back again. Now, again, different countries, I'm going to try, because in America it's like 600 of these monitors, and I think I might there's a company out there I might contact about, in the States, actually doing the swaps. Now, if that's the case, it'll be swings and roundabouts, because your shipping will be really cheap, but they'll probably want to charge like a 10 or something like that for the board. I won't charge him, but he'll probably want to charge a handling charge and then shipping. We'll have to work that one out. So give me a month, because should have sent the wiggle picture in. Give me a month and then we'll start rolling this out. Right. That's it. If you've got any questions, put them in the box, because if not, It's 8:30, and I'm gonna call it a day. Because to be honest, I wasn't really feeling it. I've been in the office all day. Did anyone see my talk at Germany? If not, the link's around. So it's on my. Look on the videos, you'll see it in there. I did it. I did my own version of it, where because the sound wasn't. It was my fault in the end. I played this one little video clip of Alfie, and he was going Amiga, yay, right, and it was really cute, and it's really cute, and it kind of because the sound was actually coming out the speakers on my laptop, and I hadn't like retargeted them to the HDMI output. I forgot completely. I wanted to test it before, but he said, "Oh no, I can't do that." And so I never tested it. And of course, that's the reason why. And I realised in the evening. But yeah, so I edited it and I dropped that back in. Everything's the same except that chunk. I've seen the video next stream 2026. Maybe. Are you planning 1500 PC cases in white? Yes, I am. I would have actually had them for Christmas, but the problem I got is this, that I'm lacking some room in the office because I've got these monitors here, and partly because I put a couple of motorbikes in as well. But I've not really got the room for it at the moment, so I do seem to be spiking the audio here. Let me just drop that down a little bit. I am going to get more made. Register an interest on the website. In fact, let me just see if I can show you product shop white cases. Here we go. So if I go to chat, right, so you can see this, right? These are the cases. Can you see it says register an interest, right? They're out of stock. So if you click on that, it asks you for your email address, right? And all you got to do is, and then I've got a list of people who want them, and then I'll contact you, and you have to buy it as soon as I send you the email, okay? Because they'll all be gone. I'll probably send the email out once I'm about to receive the orders, because it's fine. I know I'll sell them pretty quick. So that's what you need to do. Oh yeah, I'll tell you one thing I do need to do. Can you see that? See this? My is Dragonbox also receiving new PC cases? Yeah, he wants a load, but there won't be any black cases because I haven't got any black front plastic. Now I can make more, but I also haven't got much packaging left, so I'm just going to make enough to supply the packaging I've got and do all white monitors, pluses, okay? I don't know if I'm going to do minis. I'm not sure yet. But I will make some more, and I will make some more. I've got about 70 boxes now. I'm going to do what the wife said to me, why? I've got about 675 cardboard boxes left. And so I'm going to probably make enough to put 2 in each, right? So you'd have to buy 2. Now, sorry, garages. Sorry, that's garages. But I may change my mind on that. But it's purely for the fact because then I'll do them, 2 big discount, like 50 quid for 1 or 80 quid for 2, right? And for garages. But yeah, so it's just about packaging and so on, because it's very expensive packaging, really expensive packaging. And I'm pretty much running out of the stuff, so I'll make enough to the packaging I've got to ship them all out. That doesn't mean I won't make any more again, but it means I'll probably redesign the packaging to make it work with all the products, kind of thing. And that's it basically. So the answer is yes. Michael Dragonbox will get some more. But what I was going to say was this here. at some point, right, what I'm going to be doing is a load of videos about my collection, because anyone that knows I've got loads of computers, and I bought them to show off the monitor and test the monitor, obviously, and so I intend doing a lot of next year, a lot of videos. Now, one of the computers I bought is this one. Wow, see my 1500 plus case. Inside that, as you can probably tell by that logo, is a Commander X16 Developer Edition, which is wicked inside the case. Now, the problem is, you can see I've just got the boot screen. I have no idea how to use it. I do have the manual, but I really like it. Honestly, I really like it. And it really appeals to me. And so I'm going to have a play with that. How much I'm terrible, because I buy these things and I set them all up. I'm getting working perfectly, then I get bored with them. And so I did the same thing with that. I built it, and you can see I ordered the correct keyboard, and it slides under the monitor. Under the case. And so it's actually really nice. Right. I think that'll do. No one's going to put any more questions in. Most powerful 8-bit system since the Sam Cooper. Yeah, probably. Would it be possible to just get the patch board for people who are comfortable doing the soldering themselves? No. Right, now me and Appy have discussed this. Right, now here's the problem. It's not it's not. Look, if you like it, Appy, you can do it easy, right? It's not difficult. But here's the thing. Now, if we do this and we tell you how to do it, and you bugger your board up, you got to buy a new board. Oh, on that subject, when I sell these boards again, now at the moment we've sold the Scalar, and the Scalars at the moment are selling for next to nothing, right? When we did the Kickstarter, we were selling for like 80 quid, something like that. These Scalars are going next year, going to go right up in price. Right, because we're not charging enough for these. The value of these, the Scalar, is a lot higher than we're charging. So next year, do not be surprised if they cost like 150, 200 quid, because I'm not selling them cheap. Right? Because they're fantastic, and I've seen other devices like, well, hang on a second. So the price is definitely going to go up. But that's next year, right? I've got them in stock. You can see the prices and so on. But that does mean it will probably end up balancing out, because for the next batch, I want to see if we can get the cost of the actual monitor down a little. I mean, it's never going to be cheap, because what people don't understand, over half the cost is just the chassis. They don't realise it's just the cost of manufacturing that chassis. Because I don't make cheap products, right? I don't make cheap and nasty products. Let's put it that way. And so anyone who's got one and looks inside and sees the internal metalwork is all powder coated, and it's solid as a rock, but it's just not cheap to make. So more about that next year. But yeah, so as far as doing the videos, I'm going to do videos with each of my different computers. Why I like them, why I bought them. I mean, I've got my Apple II here. God's sake. My Apple II here. I actually really like that. It's really cool. Never had one. I couldn't afford it. Who could afford an Apple II in the UK? But love this. Right? I love this. This is my GS. And I really like that. And I like the story and everything about it. And it's... I've spent quite a bit of money on it. New power supply, patching this, getting all kinds of things done to it. But part of the publicity I'll be doing is this monitor with the Apple II, because it does work really well with it. And even though it's actually not turned on, because it's a bit twitchy. It can be really twitchy. I don't want to work today. So he's 40 odd years old, so it's understandable. But yeah, I'm going to do a lot of videos and then start building it up again. And of course, it's like, promote the monitor as well. So once if you're one of the lucky ones who's getting your patch boards, can you, well, tell me it's all okay for one thing, obviously, and then just tell the community that, look, it's been patched, it's fixed. You know, if you know people who bought monitor, you say, look, you know, bear with us, right? But we will, you know, you'll be able to get an update. Hopefully, if you're in the US, for example, you'll be able to buy it locally. So there'll be a little charge to the company for handling it. And a bit of the shipping. The shipping will be a lot cheaper because I'll send a whole load. But yeah, so if you're in a user group and you've got a load of people who've got them in a user group, get in touch and we can maybe sort something out so I can ship a whole load to one person and then you can get them and swap them. Yeah, we do this because I want everyone to have this patch board. I think that, you know, even if people don't realise, it's still worth having. But that's basically it. What else have I missed? Patch boards. Oh yeah, so the answer to the patching yourselves at the moment, no. It's an absolute no. But I know, I know Tiffany's opinion is different to mine. She thinks that people should be able to do it. So I do change my mind sometimes. So, but it would be something that basically, if you buggered it up and send it back, I'm throwing it in the bin. We're not dicking with it. All right. Yeah, that if we ever do that, then that'll be the scenario. If you bugger it up, it's your problem. You've got to buy a new one. But so for now, it's just a simple thing. We just, you know, send it back, post it, yeah, whatever. And I'll try and make it as economical as possible. So Europe, America, Australia. But that's basically it. I was just hoping to a safe trip to the post office. I have enough soldering jobs. Yeah. Enjoy the end of the year. Right. Thank you very much. I'm going to go and get some ice cream, sit down with my gorgeous wife. Anyone who knows you will see the picture of my wife. She's way too good for me. But that's it. It's what's with New Zealand? Bloody expensive. In fact, Matthias, if you're in New Zealand, I actually sent one to New Zealand. But again, I'm not sure how many I've got there. And I don't know what a shipping is difference between Australia, because I sent it direct to New Zealand because I didn't know. Contact me, right? Dragon, cross fingers it's not dropped. No, you'll be fine. The packaging is really good. Even if it's dropped, it's serious packaging. Right, I'm going. All right. Thanks so much for joining in, guys. And I'll do another one of these in 2-3 weeks. Speak to you soon. Thanks so much. You just don't hear me. Yeah, I know. But not many in New Zealand bought them. Let's be clear. Anyway, see you later. Thanks very much. Let's find the button. Hang on. Here comes the button. See ya. Thank you.